All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to start off by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakak Wadash. Yahweh being the true name of the Heavenly Father, which today and age people ignorantly call and God or Jehovah, Bahasham in the name, and Yahweh Shai being the true name of the Heavenly Son, which today and age people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. Those are the true names of the Heavenly Father and the Heavenly Son, Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. And Rakak Wadash meaning the Holy Spirit, or literally translated, the Spirit Holy. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Yesharala that rule well, and salutations to you, Akim, out in the highways and the byways, preaching His word in truth and in sincerity. To you, brothers, I say Shalom. This is the brother Shakal out here from the GMS Chicago camp, coming at you with another lesson. And what I'm gonna touch on today is gonna be more of a response to the this video, the elder Bara out here from the GMS Chicago camp. And basically what he was touching on, it was about the spirit we're supposed to be in this truth and around the brothers, because we all go through shit. Sirach, the second chapter, first verse, my son, when you come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation, right? So we're gonna go through shit being in this truth, right? But even though we do go through shit, we shouldn't have this head always down, sad, negative spirit, man, especially around the brothers. Because that could discourage brothers, man. That could put a weird and a wrong vibration in the brotherhood. It could rub off somebody else, and it could potentially make them fall off and lose their faith, man. They could get weak. So we need to be careful with that, man. It ain't wrong going to a brother, you're going through shit, asking for help and all that. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But don't always be Mr. Sad Face, head down, woe is me type spirit, man. There's gotta be certain things where certain times where you just gotta man up, man. Man up and be like, fuck it, I'm going through this shit, but oh well. Hey, I got the truth. Hey, soon the Lord will get me out of this. I'm gonna stay bold. I'm gonna stay confident. Hey, matter of fact, this is what the Lord does to those He loves. Hey, that means He loves me. Beautiful. Instead have that spirit, man, because that spirit is going to motivate brothers. That spirit is going to get brothers going. That spirit is going to help other brothers that might be going through similar things. Like, damn, he's going through this, but yeah, look at him. Look, he has a smile on his face. He still believes. Look at his faith. And it's going to amp him up even more to keep on fighting, to keep on, this thing is bigger than ourselves, man. So we got to realize that and act like it, man, and be careful of how we are around brothers, man, so we won't be push that negative woe is me spirit out there, man. But instead push confidence, belief, the things that brothers need to stand firm in this truth. Put on that game face, put on that poker face, man, no matter what you're going through, man, to motivate the brothers and for you to not plant some negativity where they could potentially look at that and be like, oh my goodness, this brother's always this brother's always complaining. Is this what the truth is about? Damn, he's been complaining about this. Man, maybe the Lord isn't helping him. Maybe he won't help me. You see? So come on, let's be a brother's keeper, man, and no matter what we're going through, let's try to show that less, at least amount, and show more positivity, so to speak. This is you know what? This is 2 Timothy 1:7. It says, for Yahweh had not given us the spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. You see? So we shouldn't be pushing fear. The Lord gave us the spirit of power. He didn't give us the spirit of fear. So Let's push that power. Let's show that power, man. Let's show that confidence. Let's show that faith, man. And push that amongst other brothers as well, even if you're going through shit, man. So what? So that they can stay faithful, so that they can fight, just like you're fighting, so they won't get discouraged, man. You know, you don't want to be the reason why a brother falls off because you couldn't. You're always on that war is me shit. You never know how many brothers are looking up to you, man. You don't want to let them down, man. That's how serious this is, man. This is part of when the scriptures say that we present our bodies as a living sacrifice. This is part of that, man. Knowing you feel like crying or just like and just complaining, but yeah, you don't, because you don't want to rub that negativity, on another brother that could potentially be weaker in the faith, so to speak. You know, it's easier said than done, but yeah, it's part of it. That's part of the being that living sacrifice. We have to do that for the brother's sake, man. This is Joshua 1. One and 6 says, "Be strong and of good courage, for unto this people shall thou divide for an inheritance the land which I swore unto their fathers to give them." You see, so hey, we have to be strong and of good courage, even though we're going through shit. I always remember there's light at the end of the tunnel. I always remember the Most High is gonna get us out. This is not gonna last forever. I always remember that when we go through things, that means that the Lord loves us, man. That means that the Lord is doing these things to make us better, which is a good thing. So have that, realize that, have the mentality, so that when we go through shit, we will be we won't let that get to us. We'll still be strong. We'll still be of good courage. Hey, brother, how you doing today, man? I'm great. I know the truth. I know the Lord, and that's it. Even though you're going through shit, man, that response, when our brothers ask you that, it's like, oh shit, damn, this okay. Usually brothers be like, Babylon, going through it, this. Nah, man. I know the Lord. I'm great. You see? That shows that you're good courage. That shows that you're strong, and that rubs off on on other brothers, man. And if we want to rub something off on brothers, this is one of the things we should, so they could get motivated, so they could get the same spirit, and they could believe, man, and they could endure to the end, instead of the opposite, man, where they could potentially fall off and get weak. Come on, let's be our brother's keeper. It says, "Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to the law, all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whatsoever thou goest." Salakia. And I'm going to skip down to verse 9. It says, "Have not I commanded thee?" So there's a commandment, right? "Be strong and of good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed, for Yahweh thy power is with thee whithersoever thou goest." You see? And even though it might not seem at that moment, whatever it is you might be going through, just know the Lord is he's not gonna forsake us. As long as we're doing this work, we're gonna be all right. So let's be strong. The Lord is still with us, even though we're going through shit, man. So the fact that we're going through shit shows that the Lord is dealing with us, man. So you should be rejoicing, man. I remember one time, I'll never forget this. Well, it was like when I barely got in the truth. I was on my way to the main house here in GMS Chicago, and my car caught a flat. And that was just, I forgot what I was going through that day or whatever. But when I caught the flat, all I did, instead of getting mad or anything, I just looked up to the heavens and I smiled. And I smiled. I said, "Hey, So be it, you know. Oh well, and and let it bother me. I kept good energy, so on and so forth. And that's what we gotta do, man. Just look up and smile and say, hey, so be it, man. You know, and and the Lord will look out after us, man. The Lord will show that He was always with us, man. Just say, just take this shit on the chin and smile, man, and spread as cliche as it may sound, spread, or corny, spread positivity, spread confidence, spread faith amongst the brotherhood, man. You know, also like in that day, I was like, damn, I was like, yeah, the Lord is dealing, because you know, it, just in even though it might have been something small as a tire, it's still an inconvenience, you know, and the Lord does that, so that what, first and foremost, we deserve it, and other times also so He could test us, see how we're gonna react, see if we're still faithful, you know. So take upon this mentality, so like that we could spread that to everybody else, and other brothers may react the same way, instead of getting dismayed, instead of getting discouraged, instead of falling off. So come on, let's be of good courage. Let's and let's be strong, man. And spread that. So us and the brothers, we could be bold, man. We could be, you know, a well-oiled machine, man. And we could do everything to try to help the brothers out, man. Because this is what we're here for, man. It goes a long way, you know. You being that individual, and brothers always like, man, this brother, man, something about him. He's always happy. He's always motivated. He's always on fire. Damn near just feel like this brother doesn't go through shit. You know, that's the type of reputation we should want to have. You know, so like that, brothers could take on that spirit as well. Because you don't want to spread negativity, because that could, you know, fuck up the whole thing. It could fuck up brothers' confidence, and now brothers are like, nah, I don't want to be in this no more. This is too sad. This is too, you know. We don't need that, man. As a nation, we already suffer through insecurities and low self-esteem. We don't need any extra. So be that light to the brethren, man. Be that motivation to the brethren, instead of that woe is me. Yeah, I'm going through it, always complaining type of guy, man. This is Deuteronomy 20 and 8. And the officers shall speak further unto the people, and they shall say, what man is there that is fearful and faint-hearted? Let him go and return unto his house, lest his brethren's heart faint as well as his heart. You see? So when we're in a war, man, a spiritual war, one of the greatest ones that we have ever been in, man, one of the biggest ones we have ever been in, man. So we can't have that fearful, always complaining, that yeah, always like that. There's no hope type spirit, man. Nah, man, that shit could rub off, and it could lead to something disastrous, man. It could rub up to the brotherhood if nobody checks it. Now everybody's sad, and by the time we realize it, there's not even a camp anymore, man. And yes, it does start off with it could start off with one person, man. You don't want to be that guy. you know, or even just you don't even want to rub this up to even one brother, man, and you being the reason why he fell off. No, man. So let's stop being in that woe is me spirit, that fearful spirit, and let's be in that, hey, let's go. You know, let's be on fire. You know, even though I'm going through this shit, man, call all your how about how shy. Let's be in that spirit, man, and let's spread that instead. So just like you, hey brothers, may be in the same mindset, and all of us will be like a well-oiled machine, ready to attack, ready to defend, ready to endure whatever the fuck comes our way, man. You see, this is Judges 7:3. Now therefore go to proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. And there return of the people 20 and 2,000, and there remain 10,000. And there you go. That's the reason why they said the same thing. They said this because of that Deuteronomy. So we cannot have that spirit, man. Again, the Lord gives a spirit of power, not of fear. So let's proclaim that confident, faithful spirit, man. Let's spread that so brothers can have it, man. And brothers can get motivated, and brothers can keep on fighting. You know, let's be motivation to one another, man. Let's be a good example to one another, man, of why we got to keep them going and why we got to endure to the end. Of how to take this on the chin and keep on smiling, man. How to roll with the punches, man. You know? Because if not, you spread that, you can make somebody fall off, and now you could fall off and you can make somebody else fall off, man. Because if you're on that, the Lord's going to be like, look, nigga, I've been helping you this, helping you that. You're still on that, woe is me. I'm always going through this, man. You're like, nah, man. Then the Lord's going to be like, all right, fuck you then. You know? He's going to give you into that spirit. And you're just going to be this little sad motherfucker, man. You know, and the scriptures say, well, a wounded spirit who can bear. You don't want to be that wounded spirit who's always just no hope. They try to help you, nothing. Like, no. Brothers try to help you, nothing. You know, no, man. You know, because the Lord could kick you and whoever you contaminate with that spirit, you know, for being weak-minded. Because that's what it really is. The Lord doesn't want no weak-minded niggas, man. He wants strong-minded individuals. So let's have that strong mind and let's push that towards brothers, man. You know, that's why the scriptures said what it said right there about man going to war. Because if somebody's scared, then that could make somebody, other brothers scared and fuck up the whole ordeal, man. Fuck up the whole, campaign, the whole plan. That's what the scriptures say. So, like I said, we're in this biggest war ever. So, how much more? You know? This is Galatians 5:9, a little leaven at the whole lump. You see? And you don't want to have that bad leaven, man. And leaven up the whole lump with your negativity, with your sad spirit, man. With your fearful spirit. No, you want to have that spirit. You want to push that positive leaven, so to speak. Confidence that keep it going, keep it moving, no matter what. Be ready to die for this shit, no matter what. That's what we want to push, man. To make our nation more confident, our nation have higher self-esteem, man. That's what we're here for, man. To be the repairer of the breaches, and by doing that, that's how we do. That's a way of us being a repair of the breaches. Why? Because we're giving our nation that confidence back that we never had, that this world doesn't teach us. You know, specifically, the elect, man. You know, so I'm gonna finish it off with this one. This is Sirach 2. 2 and 12 says, woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands, and the sinners that go 2 ways, right? Destruction unto you. Why? Because you're going, because you don't believe. You're not trusting in the Lord. You're on this woe is me spirit, and you, in your mind, you're already through. You already condemned yourself. That's why it says destruction. The Lord is going to destroy individuals like that, man. He gave us everything that we need in order for us to be confident. So let's be confident and let's push that, man. Don't be a weak-minded nigga, man. The Lord doesn't like when individuals doubt him, man. Believe. He got us, man. Believe and push that. If you want to be sad and all that, stay at the cribs. Do it by yourself. But when you come out, hey, push that positivity, man. You know? It's easier said than done, you know? And some days are easier than others, but to the best of our ability. You know, for the most part, brothers should see you confident, motivated, on fire, happy, rejoicing, you know? It says, verse 13, woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not, therefore shall he not be defended. You see? So let's not push that spirit. Let's push the positive spirit. So like that, brothers may learn not, you know, how not to be faint-hearted. And they may be, you know, confident. They may be bold-hearted. And they may believe. And like that, you and them may be defended. And the Lord will congratulate you and whoever else has this type of mindset, because he's going to be like, man, you actually love your brothers, man. You're going through this, and that. But because of their sake, so you won't rub a wrong spirit, you know, in the congregation, you kept that poker face. You kept, you know, you were very courageous, and you pushed confidence and high self-esteem and so on and so forth. And the Lord is going to bless us for that, man. And that really shows that, you know, you're being your brother's keeper. You see? So come on, let's move more in that spirit, and let's stop being this complaining ass motherfuckers, man. You know, like I said, it's not wrong. Yeah, if you feel like, you know, you gotta talk to a brother and you're down and out, hey, go ahead, call a brother. But don't let that be a constant thing. You know, where you're just constantly complaining. Nah, when you feel like that, if it's bad, call a brother, and once he gives you counsel, once he gives you comfort, then hey, take it and get off that spirit. You know? You know, and other times, hey, we're just gonna have to what? Take it on the chin and man the fuck up, man. You know? So let's be more in the spirit of being confident, being bold, and push that amongst the brethren, right? So their faith can increase, so they could endure in this truth, man. You know, so with that, hopefully, brethren, we're edified. I'm going to end it by giving all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Bashim Rakakwarash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Yeshua that rule well, and salutations to Yakim out in the highways and the byways, preaching his word in truth and in sincerity. Shalom and Apabapal.